we are live now. Welcome everybody to this regular round of live discussions that we have in this channel and in Kiran's channel, discussing what the wheel of time. And today we are going to discuss episode number 6 of season 2. And Kiran, you want to have a quick introduction?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Kiran and I'm a regular on Angie's channel. So I guess you all know who I am. So yeah, we'll not be wasting a lot of your time. There's a channel named Noob Readers, which is my channel. You can check it out. So yeah. Okay, so today we are here to discuss the episode 6. So yeah,
Yeah.
I will open the floor for Angie first and then I'll go. Yeah.
Oh God, this is always, it gives me a lot of, you put me in pressure all the time. But okay, so what I want to say overall is I love this episode, not as much as
Mm-hmm.
episode 5. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, I might be nitpicking. I mean, both are all almost on the same level. It's really
Yeah.
really great, and I
Yeah.
think the curve of the show is, it's going like this. It's getting steeper and steeper, so that's great. I really enjoyed episode number 6. There were, I think, how it's going is they they are focusing on in each
So
episode, right?
mhm.
Yeah, I think, for example, in this episode, in episode 6, they were more focused on Egwene and her story, and I think I watched what do you call that, extras that you see, that
Mhm.
you get to see about the episode,
Trivia.
and they're right. So their Rafe was saying that it's like he wanted the viewers to understand how much how powerful Egwene is and her journey before they get there, right?
True.
When they
True.
get to see that, so we get an emotional connect with each of these characters. So I like that approach where each of our main characters are focused on each in each episode, which is fine.
Mhm.
So, but on the downside, then sometimes we miss some of our favorite characters. For example, in the
True.
last episode we didn't get Matt, and this episode we didn't get Perrin, so
Yeah.
like that. But overall, I think the whole structure of the season, I really like it, how they are taking it. And they have a concept in their head. It's clearly visible, right? They have a vision of how this season is supposed to be. They have a structure. They have, like, and then they fill in with each episode. It feels like it feels like very well planned and thought out
Mhm.
season altogether. And that's why I think if you look at IMDb ratings of season 1 and season 2, like, you can really see a difference. Like, people are,
Difference there. True.
even the book readers are getting attracted. Um, People initially who thought that this might not work, this is not true to Robert Jordan's world and all that, I think
Mhm.
even they are getting attracted to the show now. So
Definitely.
I my overall rating, like I discussed yesterday, it would be, let's just say 8 or 8.5.
Mhm.
Whichever I choose, it will be a point 0.5 level lesser than what I would give for episode 5. Like,
Okay.
I know Kira, Pratik, and all have a problem with both of us not being liberal with our
Ratings.
ratings. Yeah. So, but this is, I think, for me, I think it's high praise, giving 8.5.
Yeah.
I don't, I think that it's uh, above expectations. That's what for me, what 8.5 means.
True.
And 9 and 10 should be like, hitting it out of the park. So I'm waiting for that.
True.
So yeah,
True. Yeah,
what do
I
you
mean,
think?
I completely agree with you. I think that if I'll compare 5 and 6, then I'll say that I definitely will rate both of them as 8.5. But I will say that episode 5 was a bit better than episode
Mm,
6. So, like for
yeah,
me also, it would be a bit better. And for this particular episode itself, I feel that this was just Egwene's episode, right? This is just
right.
Egwene, and I think. After her, Lanfear. Oh my god, I just loved both of them in this episode, and every single time that you see, especially Egwene's like makeup, right? The way that her
Right.
eyes were shown, I
Eyes.
could
Right.
believe, right?
Yes.
Like we could
Yes.
believe that she
I
is not
actually wanted to type in the chat while we were watching. How did they do that eye makeup? Like,
true, man.
inside the eyes, right? It was so
Oh my
really
god.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. So that was really, really believable. So I think like kudos to the makeup team, I guess. Like they literally nailed that part. And it looked like she was hurt and and so yeah, I mean those scenes, like the way that you read them in the books and the way that you see them here, it just hits you, and you just feel that bad that what's happening and the cruelty of it, right? So yeah,
Mm,
I mean Madeline has done like such a good job, and I think she just
right.
nailed the part there. And then Lanfear, oh my god, I oh my god, I just loved her and Leandrin's scenes. Like I did not expect her to do that. Now obviously we'll go into the spoilers and talk about it in
Yeah,
detail,
yeah,
but
sure. Yeah. Hmm.
man, that scene, that's, I think that the way that they say, right, that Lanfear is just cruel, so you can just
Mm,
see it that yeah,
feel
she
it.
just does
Yeah.
not care, right? She just does
Mm,
not care. So yeah, I mean all the performances were really good. And yeah, but I missed Perrin, but I'm okay because all the other characters have gotten
yeah.
a lot of character
Hmm.
development, so I'm happy
Hmm.
that the boys
Yeah.
are getting the screen
Yeah.
time that they deserve. So yeah.
Mm. Overall, that's yeah. So, how would you
8.5.
rate it? Yeah,
8.5.
same as
Yeah,
me. Hmm.
8.5. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we are on the same page.
True.
So starting, I think the starting scene, the opening scene, or what do you call it, cold opening, that was Egwene scene. I think we'll park it for now because we'll talk
Yeah.
about Egwene later because that's her whole story, right?
True.
Yeah. So I would like to talk about Matt because yeah, last episode we didn't get Matt, and this episode
Not
we
at
have
all.
Matt.
Yeah.
And
True.
I think like you discussed in the chats yesterday and even on Discord, we were discussing how the new actor, he is really good and he is suited to this role and he really lived up to the expectations, right?
True.
Especially that scene when he is embracing Rand.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Yeah.
that was very touching, and you can see his guilt of abandoning his people, his gang, and then now
Yeah.
he's meeting them back. And at the end, also something he does. We'll discuss that in the spoiler-free section, where he feels again like he is abandoning his friends again, kind of a
True.
situation, and he has to
True.
choose between two things. And I think this time he did made a good decision, right decision, because
Yeah.
last time when Egwene needed him, he ran away, right? He just walked away.
Yeah.
So
True.
I think
True.
again you are getting this character arc for him now, like slowly you see his transformation, I think. And I think these are the subtle things that the makers are putting in that makes the show so much more better, right? I
Yeah.
know there is a lot of deviation from the books, mm, but I mean, with an 8 hours, like we can say 1 hour each episode means like 8 hour season. How much can they put in? Because the material of Wheel of Time is so much, right?
So
They
much.
have to pick and choose,
Seriously.
and I think they did a good job in actually narrowing down the crux of the story and taking
True.
out that meat and then working on it, right? So in that way, I think the way they show these character arcs of people, especially Matt, I think it's really, really great. Um, and now I also think this dynamics between Matt and Min is so like it's very relatable, right? Like friendship and betrayal and all that, right? So you can see that, and that's also well portrayed. So I really like how they are taking Matt's arc so far,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I want to really see the other side of I mean, of course, we have seen the funny side of him, but I want to see more of it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what we see in the books. So I
The
need to see that
darkness, the
full
dark,
blown. Yeah.
the darkness of that.
Right. And many things that we see and enjoy about Matt in the books. I'm really looking forward to see that as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about Matt and Min. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, to that, I think that I liked that. Min basically had no idea, right, who she was helping out. She was just
Hmm.
helping out Leandrin, right? And
Yeah.
because she thought that Leandrin being an Aes Sedai can help her out with whatever visions
Mm-hmm.
that she has, right? So, like, yeah, I mean, she has basically, like, she has been pulled into it and she became a dark friend
Mm-hmm.
unknowingly. So
Yeah.
it's really sad, right, when you really think
Yeah.
about it. And I love that
Mm-hmm.
it's very different from the books, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I like that we are giving like so much to her character. And I loved
Mm-hmm.
when she opened up and told him the truth, that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that what you're going to do and you should probably not go with Rand. And I just loved it
Mm-hmm.
so much. And I think even though Matt right now feels betrayed, but I know that he's going to, because he has not gone with Rand, right? So he's going to
Mm-hmm.
stay back, and we'll probably see more of their relationship. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really looking forward to know how they're going to mend this this relationship
Right.
that they have.
Right.
But all their scenes were so good that I actually want them, to start behaving in the same way. So I'll be looking forward to that, and I hope that we get more of that. Yeah.
When you talked about Leandrin, I think we can also say, in general, before we get into spoilers, I don't think we can speak much without spoilers anymore. So I
Spoilers.
think,
Yeah.
overall, I want to talk about characters, like you said, I mean, actors, acting part of it.
Hmm.
Natasha, who plays Lanfear, and excuse me, I actually even like the lady who plays Suldam also.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you did not like her much, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I really liked her. I see how manipulative she is, and you can see that manipulation, and also, what do you call that? The anger, the ruthlessness of their role, in the last
Hmm.
scene.
Yeah. True.
She was ruthless. Like, it was like, what do you call that? Full blown torture kind of situation, right? So she pulled off that very well, I think. Then, I think, for me in this episode, talking about, acting wise, like I said, uh, Egwene. Egwene, oh my God, I think, uh, sorry, I don't know, something happened. Some ghost is working on my headphone. Sometimes it mutes off by itself. Some kind of sorcery.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Egwene, what I like about her is that, I till episode 4 or 5, I was not a huge fan of Madeline's acting. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, it's okay, okay. Like, she's a good actress. That's it, right? She acts
Yeah.
well. But in this episode, she is really, really, hit it off the park. So I want to really point, because she knew this was her episode and she knew she had to deliver.
Yeah.
Right? So
Seriously.
that was the thing. And then another thing I want to talk about is the visual effects.
Hmm.
So amazing. They really did such great job. I want to talk about the weaves, how beautiful they are. And there is this one scene where the tree blows up. So all these visual effects,
Yeah.
they are just, making it's so perfect, for me at least. And,
Hmm.
kudos to the, team which is doing it, and the vision of the director, to bring it all to life. So that's
True.
what I want to generally speak about, in spoiler free section. What
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll just say, for that particular scene with, of course, Egwene and the the one who has like collared her. So I think I liked how like during that time I was saying that her acting is a bit weird because it feels very emotionless. That
Mm,
it
mm,
felt
mm,
like that, like she is kind of like very detached from what she's doing. So then I just kind of like thought more about it, and then I just came to this realization that these people don't think the money as people or women, right? So
mm.
they just don't think
Exactly.
that they are humans. So it's right. So if you put that into context, then you understand that
Mm,
yeah, so they're not going to like treat them as humans, right?
mhm,
So it
mhm,
it
mm,
makes sense now why she was just so emotionless and felt so detached, right? But then
mhm,
and I it was very interesting because she feels that whatever that she is doing is not wrong. So
yeah,
from her,
exactly.
right, from
Yeah.
her perspective, it's a weird thing to
Mhm,
see because it's so
mhm,
twisted, because it's kind of like the
mhm,
part of their culture. So it's like we can't even say that of course it's wrong, but it's just that they are just like this, so they don't know what they are
mhm.
doing wrong, right? So yeah,
Right.
it's very
Yeah.
complicated. And that particular scene when she's asking Egwene to just channel and go to the roots of the trees, and
Mhm,
the kind of
mm,
vibe that they have in that
mhm,
particular scene. Yeah, that was so interesting because if they like work
mm,
together, they could do wonders, and that's what like she's trying to tell
mhm,
Egwene. But in that
mhm,
scene you understand that she also like does not treat her as a human. So yeah, it was a very very weird dynamics happening there, and it was shown so
mm.
beautifully. I just love that scene a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This spoiler section, I have only one thing to say. As much as I love waiting every week for the episodes, guys, and then doing the live and then doing my review and all that, that building up of the hype towards the finale. As much
Yeah.
as I love that, I would have really liked if they did a Netflix on this and just released like the whole thing for us to binge watch over the weekend and make it a Wheel of Time weekend or something like that, and maybe reserve the
Interesting.
finale episode for 1 week or something like that. Like release 7 episodes and just give us the eighth episode like a grand finale. That's my
Interesting.
only complaint, but I know why they do it like episode wise. I mean week wise release.
Hmm.
Um, but again to wrap up the spoiler free section, I want to say good job. Yeah, it was so good. Totally worth
Yeah,
the wait. Yeah. So
definitely.
now we'll
Yeah.
jump into the spoiler section.
Yeah.
And what do you want to talk about first? Whom do you want to talk
Yeah,
about first?
we got Loyal and Ingtar for some time with
Oh,
Lady
right.
Suroth,
Yes.
right? That scene,
Yes.
and that was like him singing, right?
Mhm.
That's Ogier singing, right? When
Free
that
singing. Yeah. Something called.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. That's why that tree was growing at that particular scene. You see, I think that was so interesting because you see one by one all of these people kind of get pulled into the
Mhm.
magic, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
suddenly Lady Suroth gets kind of she feels a bit threatened, I feel, in that particular
Mhm.
moment. And then
Mhm.
she gets after when he's done, when Loyal is done, so they were like happy that yeah, it's
Mhm.
actually like it has stopped. So I like that particular
Mhm.
part wherein that singing had that much impact on these people that they could just get pulled
Mhm.
into it. And yeah, that was interesting to me in that scene.
Yeah, so Pratik is saying the show needs promotion. It's not getting enough attention. Being weekly keeps the show in chatter. I agree with that. But you know what? I,
Mm.
I I don't know if I am alone in this. But for example, Game of Thrones. I started watching when it was in season 4 or something because of the hype, right?
True.
So that
Yeah,
also took
true.
some time to build a hype outside the
Mm.
fantasy reading world.
Yeah.
So if the showmakers keep up this good job that they're doing, and when the hype gets built up, and by end of season 2 maybe people will get. But the only thing is, okay, now this might be a little bit of generalization, but a lot of my friends um started watching Game of Thrones only because of all the talks about the nudity, and
True,
gore
true.
and violence, right?
Violence. True,
Mostly
true.
nudity, especially because you don't
Yeah,
Game of Thrones level of
agreed.
nudity they would have not seen at that point in time, like so many years ago.
True,
So
true.
all of them, and Wheel of Time is not offering them that,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So I mean, I don't know how much bright I am here, but at least with all the friends that I know, they got attracted to the show. Like, he's really something like that. Okay, we need to check it out, right?
Yeah,
And then
true,
then they got pulled into the story and the rest of the stuff. But the initial factor was this,
true.
and definitely they're not going to get that this from Wheel of Time because it's a very. I keep telling my husband it's a very kids friendly fantasy, adult fantasy, right?
True,
Which
true.
I like. I mean, I have no complaints because I'm totally enjoying it. Even Nini's scene through the terrangeal, it's supposed to be naked. And if it was Game of Thrones, they would have kept it naked, like, she
True,
walking through it. If you
true.
remember these Walk of Shame and all that, right?
Those
So they were
scenes, but I
bold.
but I also kind of feel that like in this particular book, right, we have Days Demar, which is on this, this
Mm-hmm.
this rivalry, or you should say this game that is happening between the houses and all that. And it's just Game of Thrones is very different. I think the way that they
Yeah.
have, created that, it you can feel that passion. I mean, even
Mm.
though I love Wheel of Time a lot, but I don't
Mhm.
feel that same level of passion that people
Correct.
had when they
But
made Game of
yeah,
Thrones. That's what I feel.
but I think that yeah, Pratik is telling don't compare the
Yeah, because they're very different. Yeah, I
they're
completely
very
agree.
different.
But
No,
I
no, no.
think Game of
Why I
Thrones.
compare this? Why I
Yeah.
compare this? Both are fantasy, and if that level of hype, maybe we have to wait for a couple of more seasons and see
Yes.
people
Yeah.
do get attracted.
True.
I thought
True.
about why people starting watching GOTs, like, oh, okay. For me, I started watching because my husband was like so engrossed in it, and like he was like, oh my god, I have to wait for 1 year for the next season. Oh my god. I'm like, what the hell is it talk about? I need to start watching it because then I didn't even
True.
know the genre of fantasy. I didn't know there was a book called A Song of Ice and Fire and all that.
Yeah.
So for me, it was something brand new, and I also immediately got pulled in. But
I,
again, like I said, yeah,
when how
yeah,
I started watching it, first all the Jon Snow scenes, and secondly Daenerys. Oh my god, I looked at dragons and I was like, I have to watch it.
gosh, yes,
Like, I
yeah.
mean, Daenerys, like the actress playing her, oh my god, she is
Mhm.
literally so damn good. Like the moment that I
Yeah.
saw her, I'm like, I have to watch this.
Mhm.
Like literally, I
Mhm.
have to. Yeah, I completely
I
agree
wish
with
by
your
in
point.
season 3 or season 4, I don't know how many seasons we are getting for Wheel of Time, but if we do get it,
Season
it
three for
reaches
sure.
that, yeah.
That it has been
If
renewed.
it's not as same as GOT, at least 80% of it, where you are just passionate about it, like then
Hmm.
it will be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Let's wait and watch. Yeah. Okay.
So
Let's see.
Pratik is saying what, frankly, will not get okay because of the reason you mentioned. Yeah, and a song of ice is better written.
Way
Yeah, of
better
course.
written than Wheel of
Yeah.
Time. I think, yeah, I think that it's more on the politics, and here it's not about, like, yeah, we see a lot of politics within the Aes Sedai also, but I think that the way
Mm.
of, the way how it is in Game of Thrones, it's really good. I completely agree. It's
Yeah.
just written
But
so
but
well.
but but
Yeah.
my complaint with Game of Thrones is I want there was magic. I really miss Game of Thrones. And that's it's because that yes, you
Can't hear
honestly
you properly. Sorry, Hansi.
hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. Now it's fine.
Is that this was a this is Game of Thrones.
Can't hear you. Sorry. Okay, what Pratik is saying, even House of the Dragon came and it had more hype than what season two. Hmm, true. Okay, so he's saying that Wheel of Time is planned for 8 seasons. It's planned, so we don't know for sure though, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's planned for 8 season, but I think after every season it gets renewed or something. I don't know.
yeah. So we know season three is coming for sure. That's for sure. That we
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
So I
So
mean, frankly speaking, I did not like House of the Dragon much. Uh, I don't know.
okay,
I
I
know
haven't
everybody
seen
else
it.
love. Yeah. Huh?
No, actually, I read that book on which I tried reading it. Like I read like the first 2 3 chapters, and it was nothing but a history lesson. I was so
Yeah.
bad. I was like, I'm not going to get myself through this. I just can't do that to myself. So yeah, I
You know
just
what?
didn't.
Instead of making okay, now we are talking about GOT, not we.
Oh my god, seriously, I was about to say that. I'm like, yeah, we are like
Okay,
like for the
let's
past 10 15 minutes, that's what we have
let's
been
come
doing.
back to Wheel of Time. So, see, this is the
Yeah.
power of GOT. You will just go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that is so good, but I think the ending of Game of Thrones kind of killed it for me. But I will say that yeah, I mean, I can definitely go and watch the first 4 seasons, and I don't think there is anything better television than the
Yeah,
first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, and
for sure.
I stick by it because literally nothing can touch it. Nothing can touch
Yeah.
the hype and writing of the first 4 seasons of GOT.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah. I want to come back to Wheel of Time with these one thing that
yeah,
throughout this season, once or twice, you got these references to the battle in the sky, and
yeah.
I
True,
think that's gonna
true.
happen. That will be the finale. I am
I
thinking.
hope. I
I
am. I am hoping that yeah, that they are gonna do that because yeah, they have like teased us too much about it.
Yeah.
So please give
Yes.
us
Yes. So I'm
yeah.
really hoping they do it because I think they wouldn't just put that information there and not give us anything, right?
True.
So
True.
I am looking forward to that, and that will be epic, and it better be epic.
True. True.
And next, I just want to talk about
Nynaeve,
Naive, yeah,
Elaine, and Yellow
Naive
Sister.
and Jane and their dynamic, and there's how I just want Naive to come out with her powers, just already. I don't know in the books because I have not reached a point where I can already see Naive's power. So I'm
Mhm.
okay to wait because then it will spoil the books for me. But still, sometimes I feel so bad for Naini. She's so bad, want to help her friends. She wants to do good for others with her powers, but she's not able to use it. Right, that situation. And then even Elaine is able to channel whenever she can. You know, and then I feel that thing about Naini. You can see that sadness. That why cannot I control this power?
True.
Why cannot I?
True.
So I really like how they have depicted it, and when it finally happens, again, like it better be epic.
True. True. Yeah, and I just felt sad that that Naini was the reason why the yellow sister actually gets captured, because it's like when she channels, she can't channel it properly, she can't control it properly, and it's sad. And you know how Naini is, right? And it's just yeah, it's just so sad for her character, and then you also feel sad for her. So yeah, definitely. But that sister, and then we get this information that she has all these, like, of course, these rings from the Aes Sedai that have already been captured, and how these people are Sean Chen and how they just capture women and all that. So yeah, it was interesting that she just entrusted that mission to Nynaeve, that yeah, you go ahead now, it's your responsibility to bring all those sisters back. So yeah, it was cool. And but that scene, right, when that yellow Aja sister, when she just
Yeah.
what she did to her, to that girl's body. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
that
God,
was
that was
so
gruesome.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, but
That
she got
scene.
captured, and I didn't like it. I thought it,
Yeah.
it was better. She got killed, but she got captured.
Yeah.
And Pratik is saying in season one, episode 5, 90 talks about Egwene suffering from breakbone fever. Egwene is used to that pain. So yeah, could be. But and I also like
Mm.
Perrin, not
Mm-hmm.
Perrin, Matt. Is it Matt? Somebody says Egwene. If oh no, Loyal says that if there is somebody who can withstand, it is only Egwene, because she is under all that softness there is a steel inside, something like that he says, right? And I know there is going to be an epic scene with Egwene mostly next season, next episode, sorry. And I also, again, Suldam, I want to appreciate how well they have depicted the Suldam Damane relationship, the whole the lore around that, right? How well explained it was in this one episode. So people who don't know it from the books can really understand what this whole thing is. They are chained and they have all these things and they cannot break it. And then there is this explanation of that is a terangrial, right? It is not a normal bangle. So
Yeah.
all these is explained very organically. And so that about that whole scene, Suldam Damane relationship, and how what do you call that, how much of a prison, not a physical prison, but this magical prison she is in, right? So when, if she escapes manage to escape, all right, how much good it will be, or how much it speaks about Egwene and her powers, or whatever, whoever is
True.
rescuing her and all that. So I think that the whole the setting also, that kennels, they call it the kennels. So all these important points from the books, like that it is called kennels, maybe they are treated like dogs or animals, right? Even though they are these powerful beings, they are treated like this. Beautiful, again, the scene with the tree, and she realizing her power. So she, even though she's in a prison, maybe she's learning something like about her power, right?
Yeah.
um, what she can do with her power. And again, the Damane on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Um,
Blue
she's a
sister.
sister of the Yellow Aja, I think, right?
Sija.
Or Blue
Blue one. Yeah.
Aja.
Sitter of the blue. Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody mentioned about her in the that
Mhm.
Rima, I think, Rima or Rima, I don't know how to
Yeah, we
pronounce her
have
name.
seen her in the season 1
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah, with Moraine. Yeah.
So, Egwene's storyline, I just loved it. Like I said, till episode 5, I was like, yeah, it's fine. But they really showed Egwene's story arc developing so well in this season, and
True.
we really are invested in her story now, right?
Yeah.
Because I think
True.
she is one of the maybe second most important character. I don't know, in the books, maybe. uh, I'm thinking, because we need to invest more time in her story, yeah, or maybe Matt. I don't know, but Egwene is also an important figure in the entire story. So
It is.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Then some other comments from Pratik. Let's see.
I'm gonna use healing knowledge on
Everyone
the Suldam. Hmm. Yeah, true. True. For that particular moment when she was fighting, I thought that, yeah, she's yellow Aja, right? How can she fight? But then I think I liked how they because she had those like healing
I
knowledge,
don't
and
get
that's
this.
why she
What
used
is
that.
this? I don't understand this. What is it?
The yellow Aja sister, when she was fighting, what she did to that girl,
Uh huh.
right? So that's when she was basically using her healing knowledge, right? She is from the
Okay.
yellow aja, right? So that's why she was able to kind of like bend her body in that weird way and all that. But
Mhm.
as during that particular time, I was just thinking that, yeah, I mean, she's yellow. She's not a green aja sister. So this is
Hmm.
probably not gonna be like a good fight, but I really enjoyed that. At least
Yeah,
she
but it
managed
was
to do that.
realistic again, because she
Yeah,
couldn't defeat them. So because she is an yellow
true.
Yaja, she's not
Yeah,
like you said, green Yaja or anything, right?
yeah, yep,
So
yep.
again, it was very realistic. And yeah, I think I also want to talk about Moraine, because we didn't mention her at all.
Yep.
How? you can feel her powerlessness, right? And her indecisiveness of what to do next. Or she's not able to control Rand anymore. And you see that helplessness and tear in her eyes. And she has all these pressure from her family. She cannot tell these things, share with them also, because she's an Aes Sedai and her secrets cannot be shared with others. So again, beautifully portrayed. You feel that Moraine is pushed to the background, but still she's still an important character. You know that,
True,
right? We are not leaving
true.
her behind. So yeah,
Yeah.
what do you want to talk about Moraine and her situation?
Yeah, I'll okay. I think that for Moraine, most of the time what we see is Moraine just being in her element and not talking to people. But I think here she kind of gave herself, kind of took like a step back with like the last episode where she trusted Rand, even though in this episode Rand says that, yeah, I mean, you can't, I have to go because yeah, we haven't talked about that Rand and of course Lanfear scene. We
Oh
will
yeah,
get
yeah.
to
We'll get
that.
to that.
Get to that, yeah. But I think I liked that when Rand says to her that as per my discussion, I have to get away from you. And then
Mm,
we see her crying, and then she's writing that letter where she puts on that, she puts in the letter that, yeah, she has been stilled, and she's writing the letter to Swan, and then she's just crushing it and then writing it again and again. So we can feel that how difficult this is for her, right? And we get into that, and then the way that she has treated her sister and his nephew, right? Yeah, nephew. And I think she feels that sadness, and then here the way when she just goes to make up to him and he just hugs her, that scene
mm,
was so sweet. I love that scene so much. And I think it just shows that, yeah, even though she does not treat them well, but still they are family, and they consider her as family, right? And how much
yeah.
they love her. So yeah,
Mm.
I think we see more of the Moraine, the human side of her, where she shows emotions. But of course she's an Aes Sedai, so she can't be in this state forever,
Yeah,
so we can
yeah,
only just get some glimpse of that. And yeah, I really enjoyed that.
correct. Um, yeah, also about what do you think she's still?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they have written in the letter. So I think that that's just the showrunner's way of confirming it, I guess. I mean, what
Mm,
else would we consider it? It
yeah.
can't be that she thinks that she is stilled. But I mean, if this is what they are going to say, that in the future that she thinks she's stilled but she's not actually stilled, so that would be weird for me. Or I right, I mean, don't you think that would be like unnecessary confusion created?
I don't know, but then why are they bringing Lan back to Moraine? So
Oh my,
I don't understand.
Lan it feels like the most useless character nowadays, and I hate that. I
I
just hate
know
that.
he has no
Oh
point
my
in the
god.
story. There's
Oh
no
my god.
character arc. There's no point to his story at all. Like
It's
somebody
sad.
said, I think it was Pratik said that they have to just show him for his star value or whatever, David Henney. So they are doing that. But yeah, Lan is at this point annoying me
True,
without
man.
doing anything. Yeah,
Like, why
and
why is he there? Like, what do the show for him, right? It's kind of like they have literally just butchered his character for me, because the Lan in the books, right, and the Lan that we're seeing here, it's
I
like the
know,
Lan in the books is here and here's here. Like, I
I
feel
know.
horrible for him. Yeah.
Because season 1 Lan was like so totally badass, right? Like, we
Yeah.
really loved him. And season 2 really spoiled his character. So that's one complaint I think I have, like, how much they have really not given enough care to Lan's character arc.
Yeah, seriously. And
And
what are they implying? They're implying that he's a dark friend. Like, are you
no, 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 no,
serious?
no. That's no, no, no. That's their suspicion, I think.
Yeah,
Those
but dude, that makes no sense, right?
no, no,
I,
he's not a
I mean,
dark friend for sure. No, they'll not
of
make
course
him a
he
dark
isn't. I mean,
friend.
I know his backstory, right? I mean, all the book readers know. So
Yeah.
everyone would be like, dude, like what is going on? Like, what are they trying to do here?
And what about Swan Sanche? She's
Oh
in
my god.
Korean now. So what will happen? What do you think?
Oh my god. I first of all, I just love that woman. Like she has that aura, right? The moment that you
Oh,
look at her,
for sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
she looks. First of all, she looks amazing, man.
yeah.
She looks like that. Yeah, she is in command, and
She's
yeah, that
power.
she is the Hamelin seat, right? And that yellow costume, it looks so good on her. I just love
Yeah.
that
You
scene
know,
where she's
do you
just yeah. Go
have
ahead.
you watched Suits? Have you watched Suits?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, okay. So there is a boss woman in that, and she
Okay.
reminds me of that, like the command and the power and all that.
True.
So you should
True.
watch Suits. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. You should check it out.
Sure. Sure. And
Yeah,
and
I
I just
totally agree. The acting wise, she really, really,
true.
you know, she's shining. She and like after
True.
all these episodes, finally we get her, and
Yeah.
it was such an epic entry. And Leandrin going and doing the little bit of bickering, kind of
Yeah.
trying to irritate her and all that.
Yeah.
Maybe she's trying to get a feel of why is she here, what's her
Mm,
mood,
mm,
because she
true.
is now a dark friend. So she has to get information, right? So she is
True.
doing
True.
everything in her power, I think, to get information. So I think that was what
True.
that scene is about. She really wants to
Yeah.
know before others why she is here, why 14 Aes Sedai were summoned, right?
True.
So because so many people called in by Amelin's seat, it means something huge is going to happen. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's see what will happen. And yeah, no, whatever I say, it will be a spoiler. Let's not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that I don't want to like say anything, it could be a spoiler, but I just loved how unfazed Swan was when Leandrin was like asking her all these questions, and she's like, yes, yeah, yeah, daughter,
We'll
it's fine,
see.
like, yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see. Oh my
Something
God,
like
it was
that.
so good, and she
Right.
just goes up the stairs. It was just such a good shot. And yeah, we'll see Moraine talking to Swan probably next episode, and of course Rand also, I believe,
Oh,
talking
wait, wait,
to
wait.
Swan.
I want to talk about this scene, Swan Sanche, when she just like this and then something comes.
Oh
Those.
yeah, yeah, the
Oh my
knives
God,
created
that's.
by the bear. Yeah.
I loved that. I loved it when comes to meet her. I
Yeah.
oh, that was again like visual effects and VFX, whatever you call it. It was so good, so good. I enjoyed
True.
it. So
Okay,
this is
let's talk
something.
about
This
Rand.
is
Rand
yeah,
and Lanfear's scene, the
right.
dream
But
worlds.
before that, I just want to say these are some things that really elevates the Wheel of Time. Uh, in one aspect, the magic part of it
True.
aspect than GOT, because in GOT you don't get magic except for dragons, right? So I like that because that's something I want in my fantasy. If I want to read watch politics, I'll watch some political drama like I don't know,
Mhm.
what is it, House of Cards or something, right? But I want magic. I want intrigue. I want all these things, in my fantasy when I'm watching, and that's what the Wheel of Time is giving me. Yep.
True.
So
True.
now going to Rand and Lanfear. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You are
I
trying to talk
I'll say
about.
I'll say that I was expecting that particular scene to be longer, and I feel that it was very very short, because first of all they just ended the episode, like it was a cliffhanger for like the last episode, and then they
Mhm.
just like hyped it up so much, and they have just got me so interested for this, and then they just give me like two lines, and then it was done,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
first of all, Rand, the actor, like whatever his workout routine is, like, yeah, every guy should follow that.
Guys
Like,
listening to us,
please,
go to the gym.
please, just
What?
write it down somewhere and please follow it. Every single guy in the world.
I know, right? Yeah,
I mean, first of all, he looks amazing, but I just loved how he handles Lanfear. Like,
yeah. Mm.
it's so good, right? I mean, he knows that she
He's
is the kind
stepping
of
up to
woman.
this role of Dragon Reborn now.
True.
Um, Yeah,
True.
he's stepping up slowly.
Still
He's now
stepping up. Yeah.
he's saying no to Moraine and walking off from, walking away from her. And
True.
she is bold. He's now able to talk up to Lanfear, like,
True.
hey, no, I have my stuffs going on and stuff like that. Only when
Yeah.
he sees Egwene, he becomes a little bit emotional and give up, right? Little bit.
Yeah.
But again, character is building. You can see that,
True.
right? So
True. Yeah.
it actually it makes sense. I think the best thing about this show is, one thing is magic, and second is definitely how they have written these characters' journey, right? Their
Yeah.
slow transformation and the arc development of these characters, right? That's so well done. So
True.
when they're doing something in the future, you know why they are doing something, because of so and so, because of their background, because of the history. And we know the history now because we have watched season 1, season 2, and all that,
True.
right? So that's one thing I really like. And Lanfear, like you said, I would have really wanted more from that scene, definitely in the dream world.
Yeah.
um, Again, I think they could have made dream world a little bit more, I don't know. But then, yeah, I know why they couldn't do it, because if they have a visually, if they make it different, then it will be too easy for the audience to understand this is dream world, this is, oh, he's dreaming, right? But they don't want to give that away in many scenes, right? And I like the fact that they spend little bit of time with Rand than the previous episodes, but still,
Yep.
considering he's Dragon Reborn, I want more time with Rand. I want his story to develop more. I
Yeah.
want more of him and Lanfear, because that's one thing that I really like in the books, right? I really like those scenes, where Selena first comes and goes and then comes again, then she disappears, and then she comes back, whenever she wants, and all that. The whole thing, that mystery was missing for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I miss between Rand and Lanfear. Now that she's Lanfear, it's a different. But at least when she was Selena, I wanted that
Yeah.
mystery to be there. I wanted some kind of, um, people speculating, right? While I was reading the book, I was like, something is wrong with this woman. She is like, okay, something. I wanted that, but my husband was saying that from day one, he was like, okay, she stands out, Lanfear. I mean,
True.
Selena,
True.
he was saying that. So he's a non-book reader. So I think maybe it works for them, but we might have expected more from Selena. I think that's what I'm thinking
Interesting.
between.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, yeah, I mean, I can understand like why they would like change that. First of all, they don't have a lot of time. So I guess that could be the reason that they have to like change that. But yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, Lanfear and Rand scenes, they're just really good. And I just loved how she goes into like Rand's dreams and creates like an Ishamael there to make him understand
Oh
that
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
she's in like his side, and she will just like get him out of his head and all that. I just loved how manipulative she is, and those scenes were so well done. Just really enjoyed them. Yeah,
So whatever
really enjoyed them.
scenes we are getting, they are really good, but we
Yeah,
would have liked more of
more.
Rand here.
Yeah,
But then,
true.
what Pratik says here is Lan stuff is was part of the season. Sadly, the runtime becoming issue again. Since Moraine and Lan are heavily focused in season 1, I'm okay with kids now getting the screen time. Yeah, same with me. But well, again, I think the runtime is an issue with
True.
giving everybody a reasonable amount of screen time, like each character, right? We're
Yep.
talking about characters. Uh, but still, I wanted more of Rand because
But
he's dragging.
I think this whole thing that they have done where they have like separated Lan from Moraine, I don't think it's working. I think they kind of it could have
Mm,
been so much easier if they just kept him there with
right,
Moraine rather than
right.
doing all this thing which just makes no sense. Like, why is it happening? Like, even if he was there and even if he wasn't doing much, I don't think I would have hated him. I think
Yeah,
now they have kind of like given him these things where he's just there not doing much, his character, and the way that they have like assassinated his character a bit. For me, I think that yeah, those were some bad decisions, bad choices, I believe. Yeah.
Mhm. What next? What else do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's
Because
talk about let's talk about Leandrin and Lanfear and his her son stuff. Yeah,
oh my God, that is like I really felt bad for Leandrin, and what
true,
an
man.
acting.
It's true.
I've told this in the last episode, give her an Emmy already. Like, oh
Yeah,
my God, what an actor. Like
yeah,
subtleties, the subtle expressions in her face, and I know she's totally different from, I mean, at least 50% different from the character as it is written in the book. But still, oh my God, what if with whatever was given to her, she has just pulled it off. Like every emotion, like when she's talking to Nynaeve in the last episode, and right now when this whole thing with Lanfear, and I don't know why they're doing it, because every time
true,
when these kind of things happen, we are supposed to feel sympathetic towards Leandrin. I don't know why they're doing it, because that doesn't happen in the books. But whatever they're doing, it's working, because
it's
it's
working.
so
Yeah,
it's well done, you know.
yeah,
And Leandrin, oh my God, she can like she plays the game to win. It doesn't matter who what is the cost. She doesn't worries about the cost, who's getting hurt, who's dying, who's not dying. And I think this was the best way to show, right, killing a son in front of mother, like how much more cruel can she be? So I think that scene was there to establish the fact that Lanfear is somebody we need to fear.
true,
No pun intended. And
true,
she's ready to inflict pain, physical
true.
and mental, whatever is needed to get what she wants. And that is well established in the scene. I think that was the purpose of the whole scene, I think. And
Yeah, but
also to
I have one question though.
yeah, yeah.
Like we know, right, that Leandrin, the only reason why she went to the Shadow's side, right, was to get her son,
I
right?
know what you're
That,
gonna
right?
ask.
Yeah. Now she does not have any motivation. So are they like planning to like bring her
No, no,
back
no.
and
That's
give her
because she
a
tells
redemption?
that, right? She tells that in the episode, Leandrin, that you have made your oath to the dark and you can't take it back. So
Yeah.
whatever
So
your
now,
intention said, even if your son is dead, you have made your oath. No,
yeah.
you cannot back down, right? So
So yeah,
that is the reason.
it's interesting, right, that that once you are in the shadow side, you just can't turn back. There's just no way. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. So and of course, Lanfear being ruthless enough to kill someone's son right in front of them, just because like she thinks that this is like holding her back, and by
yeah,
doing this she can actually like use her to the fullest. And yeah,
mm,
that's just Lanfear being the cruel, ex-girlfriend that we know. So yeah,
yeah.
love that scene. Okay, of course we forgot about the best moment for Rand and Logan. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Go ahead,
Okay,
go ahead,
okay,
go ahead.
okay. First of all, that particular scene, I just love how Logan talks. Like the actor, the way that he's just so chill, and the way that he
Yeah,
comes and he's like, "Oh yeah, like yeah, what do you think? Why do you think I'll help you out and all that?" And then finally he's like, "Yeah, go for it, channel." And then he's like, "Yeah, you're surrendering to it. You don't have to surrender. You have to fight, right? You have to take control." And
yeah,
I like that because that's like the difference between like channeling side E and side R, right? And this is like taken straight from the books, and this is the difference. And that's how, like, that's the reason why men can't teach women, and women can't teach men, because it's such a
mm,
different way to channel. So just love that. And then I
yeah,
just loved how much power he actually channels at that particular point. And I think
yeah.
Pratik was saying that he didn't channel the same in the season finale of like the
Right.
first season.
I mean, that's because now he's realizing. I think he knows that he's Dragon Reborn, and the potential that he has, and slowly he's being trained. And Moraine also knows that. He hasn't
Yeah.
used his full power earlier. So that's why she wants Logan to train him so that
Hmm.
she when the actual shit hits the fan, he's ready for it, right?
True.
So
Yeah.
that's exactly what. So maybe even this is not his full power, and I'm really waiting to see that. Like again, Battle in the Skies. Let's see
Of
how
course.
that. Yeah, where we'll
Yeah.
see maybe his the full potential of his power. Maybe.
Yeah, but I just loved how he tells him in the end that yeah, you can't. I just loved how they just slowly like he channels it. First he's like yeah, go for it, and then suddenly he's like stop it. Now you have to let go, or you'll just burn yourself out. Oh my god, loved it. Yeah,
Yeah.
loved it.
Like the Raging Sun, season 1, episode 4, Logan again getting blinded by
Blinded
overperformance.
by overpowered channelist. True, true.
And you
Yeah,
can
that
see
was a
that
good
kind
one.
of jealousy in his eyes when Rand does that. Like,
True,
for
true.
1 second you see his face and you can see that,
Yeah.
oh, he can
Oh,
do that?
he can do that.
Yeah,
True.
right?
Yeah. I just loved how he's like, yeah, go for it. And then suddenly he just like, oh my god, stop it, let it go, or you'll just burn yourself out. And he gets like it literally gets like so sad, or you get just so concerned for him. So yeah, love that scene. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah. So overall, I think, did we miss anything else? Did we miss any other
I
main
think
character?
yeah, I think I love that that reunion between Matt and Rand too, and I think it is so good because I can feel that happening because we know Matt is so lucky,
Right.
right? Right.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he'll be able
Yeah.
to find Rand. So it just makes so much sense. So yeah, I mean, love that, and I just
For
love.
me, the whole thing, I think the meeting part was very fine. But for me, more touching was when he had to abandon him,
Hmm,
right? Like,
yeah,
okay, then Rand will say, okay, I'm going to go alone, right?
alone.
Then
Yeah, true, true,
that was, and seeing Matt, how painful it is for him that, like, for the second time he's abandoning his
true,
friends, how much painful it is, and this time not
true.
willfully, right? Like, he's doing it because of
Yep,
whatever, yeah, uh, issues he might have if he stayed with Rand.
yep.
Um, but yeah, I think that Matt will still go. I'm thinking, this is my guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Pharma.
right.
You think that Matt
Yeah,
will go to farm?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
thinking. I
Hmm.
don't know. That is my guess. But how he'll reach there, I don't know. Maybe Min will take him saying that, hey, you abandon your friend. Let's. Then she will have a change of heart and they'll both go. I don't know. But I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the last battle has to be there, and he has like, I mean,
Maybe
obviously
he
not the
wants to
last
know
battle,
about
the
Egwene.
battle that's happening in this particular season finale. In that
Yeah,
fight, he has to be there, right, for the horn. So yeah,
yeah,
he has to be there. So let's see how the pieces are gonna move and how
yeah.
people are gonna go.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm
true.
thinking maybe he may come to know about Egwene, and then he like, oh my god, Egwene is in trouble. I have to go and help her. Maybe that's how he'll reach there. I'm guessing. This is all guesswork
Hmm.
because I
True.
don't know what makers are thinking, but it could be one way of him reaching there.
Let's
That
see.
would be, yeah. I mean, okay. Now that we are recapping it, maybe I should make give it 9 stars, except for the land part. I think I like everything. Right?
Really
It was
good.
such a great
Yeah,
episode. Think about it
true.
now.
True.
I'm looking back.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Pratik, you were right. 9 stars.
Maybe. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
I will do that. Definitely, my plan is next month I have to read Fires of Heaven. It's just that I have like so much other
So
things
much
to do.
to do. So much to
Yeah,
do. So much to read, man. Seriously. There's just things just don't stop, man. Like
yeah.
new books are coming out and we haven't even caught up with the ones that are already out for years.
I
So
know, I know, I know, and I feel so
true.
embarrassed sometimes calling myself a booktuber. Like, hey, have you read this book? No, it's in my
No.
TBR. Have you read this one? No, it's in my TBR. Like, what are you reading? Are you even reading?
True,
I
man.
feel bad, but I think Wheel of Time, Malasin, Game of Thrones, and I don't know, Wars of Light and Shadow, and all these series are bare minimum to call yourself a fantasy booktuber, I think. And I haven't even done that. I haven't finished Robin Hobb. Yeah, you know the series, right? Robin Hobb.
Dude, I am not even reading anything apart from the Wheel of Time, so I won't be able to say anything else.
Yeah.
I think
So I
all I
need
do
to
is
read.
read manga, that too
I need
One
to read
Piece
Trials
only.
of Heaven. Have you read? You have read book 10, right? Till book 10.
No, no, I'm just reading nine.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I
So
think let's just talk about that scene when Egwene Holmes finally is able to pour the water, and how much of a devastation that actually is, because
yeah.
you know that, yeah, this is the point where she has basically accepted that she can't hurt this woman, and that
Mm.
is the point that we have reached. So it's literally the lowest for this character, and
Lowest
oh my
point.
god, that was sad. Yeah, seriously, that just hurt so much. And I just hope that she gets out of this as soon as possible, because we know that what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Kiran, you it is safe for you to watch the next few seasons because you've reached book
Yeah,
number 9.
I'm just going to finish this series. I'm going to read all the books prior to the next season comes. Definitely, for sure. I have to like get something done, man. Seriously, like
You know what?
I mean,
Watching this season make me realize that I really need to start rereading because I have forgotten so many things from
it's
the
true.
books. So I'm like, okay,
Agreed.
I want to
Agreed.
finish New Spring and get back to get
Rereading.
back to Eye of the World immediately,
Yeah.
right? That's the feeling that I'm getting. It's
Yeah.
such a rereadable series, right? If you talk about the
True.
books, it has such reread quality in it. I don't think that I have heard of people who have read the books like 14 times, like the whole series 14 times, 15 times.
Hmm.
And it talks a lot about how beautifully written these books are and so readable they are.
Hmm. True. True. Definitely.
So coming back to the season, we are at the top of the hour right now. I mean, almost past it. So, what do you think will happen in season next episode? Sorry,
What is going to happen in next episode? I have not even seen the preview, so I have no clue. I'll have to go back and then
oh,
watch
you
it
haven't
and
watched
then
the review.
submit.
Oh, okay, okay. Then I'll not ask you. Go and watch it.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have not actually. I mean, today I was planning to rewatch the episode and then, watch all the trivia related videos and all that thing. But then I went somewhere and then I felt like I felt sick, and now
Six.
I'm not in the mood. Like I was planning to kind of like create a video, but yeah, that's not going to happen. So yeah, haven't watched it. Oh my god,
Right.
Phil has read
Phil
seven
has
times. Oh
read
my
seven.
god.
Oh my god! I wish I was like
14
that.
books 7 times. Damn. Oh my god. How long did it take for him to do that? Like that
I
would
know
take
people
so
who
much time, right?
I know people who do rereading every year, like
Hmm.
this one and LOTR, and I know people who reread Game of Thrones every year. So, like, the die-hard fans,
Yeah,
especially Lord of the Rings, I've heard people doing that. Like, every year they reread it. So, maybe Pratik is of that, uh,
true.
you know, this thing. And Pratik also says, not Pratik, sorry, Phil. And Pratik also says, Rand meets Swan, that was in trailer. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that we know is going to happen. That
yeah,
we know. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. And I also think something will happen with Egwene, like some story movement will happen with Egwene. I hope, yeah. I just don't want to say like, anything would be a spoiler because if I had not read the book, I could just speculate anything. But now, if I speculate, it is influenced by what happens in the book. So that
Yeah.
would be kind of a spoiler. That's why. But because you haven't watched the preview, let's not talk about what we expect or anything. But
Yeah.
to wind up like now after this discussion, like I said, I think it's totally a 9-star episode.
Hmm.
But then that would make episode 5 9.5 for me. Yeah, because I really love episode 5. And next episode, I'm thinking we'll see more of Aviante
I
and
hope
Perrin.
that we see more of
Yeah,
Avianda and Perrin.
and
Yeah.
Avianda is my girl. I mean, oh, I love her in the books
True.
and in this. Oh my God, I love her, and I missed her in this episode. That's one thing I missed in this episode is Avianda and her
True.
story. So yeah, overall, great job, great episode. I enjoyed it. I'm going to rewatch it maybe now. Now I'm all pumped up. I want to watch it again. So one
Yeah.
more comment from Pratik here. There was a Nat scene shown in the new official pics, but I won't speak on. Yeah, don't speak on that, Pratik, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about this next week.
Yes, and
Yeah.
also for people who are watching us, every Friday evening, we have this watch party. So just check out for our Instagram stories or Twitter. We will post that there, so you can join our watch party because it's so much fun to watch along with others who
Yeah.
love this book series and this show. Overall, we discuss a lot of things. It's so much fun to watch with others. So
True.
you want to join our watch party, you don't have to switch on your camera or anything. It's just purely chat and watching the
True.
so if you're camera shy also, you can you don't have to it's you can join us and have lots and lots of fun with us. Yeah.
True. Yeah,
And
and join our Discord servers. Probably then you'll get the links very easily, and our Instagram accounts also.
yes,
Both of us.
yes, because we share a lot of stuff there.
True.
Pratik is saying, see, I think if I'm deducting points, then I should give reasons for each reduction. If I can't, then it's high rating.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Because for me, I think Lan's part was this thing, and also what was that? Something I didn't like. I said that Rand is not getting enough time, right? I think that's
Yep.
another thing that I do not
Yeah.
like. I
True.
would have wanted to see more of Rand. So, what would you say, Kiran, to sum up and wind up your overall
Okay.
experience with episode
Okay.
6?
Okay. I'll say that overall season 2 is absolutely better than season 1. So whoever has left watching Wheel of Time after season 1, I request them to give it a chance. You won't be disappointed. It is definitely way better than season 1. And I think for this particular episode, the whole thing that we have to understand about Sean Chan and how bad it actually is, right? And why they are the main antagonists, right, for this particular season. And so, yeah, I mean, how bad they are, we finally get to that point where we understand that really fully. So yeah, really looking forward to know how they'll be defeated and all. I mean, we know how that will happen, but it would be interesting to see visually how that is. And I think that now finally our guys are getting the attention slowly. So yeah, I hope that they keep on doing a good job on that. And please just do something about Lance character. Just do
We should
that and
start
everything is
with
sorted.
justice for our boys.
Yeah, justice for the boys. Yeah, that's the only
We
thing
need
that is
more
there. And
citizens for our boys. Yeah,
yeah,
they are being
yeah,
ignored a lot,
true,
so
true,
sidelined a lot by the girls. So yeah, more of Rand, Matt, and Perrin, especially
true.
Matt, please, because
Please.
he's my favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it. I think we have one last comment from Pratik. Sean Chan, our amazing villain. I get the slavery hate, but for writing that, it's done well. Yes, of
This
course, yes.
one, well, true,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
they seem like these formidable, enemies whom you cannot just defeat. Like you feel that okay, they are
yeah,
undefeatable. So I like that how they have built it.
true,
I think for the number of characters and sections and different kind of people are involved in this, like Forsaken and the Dark Friend and Shanshan and the Aes Sedai and male Aes Sedai and all these whole world building concepts, right? It for even they have made it easy for a person who has not read the book series also to consume it
true.
within just so many few episodes. So I think that's a great achievement because it's a
Yep,
whole world and it's the lore is so huge. The world is huge and diverse and all that, and they have they have done a great job incorporating all that without confusing people. That's what I wanted to say. That's the word, without confusing
Mm,
people. So to sum up, I think, like Kiran said, this is a great job. Elevating a series from an okayish first series to a really, really what is step up
true.
season two, and I hope it continues and it becomes much much better, um, with more and more people getting interested and being pulled into this world.
True.
And again, once again, uh, if you really want to watch it with us on Fridays, look out for our social media handles, and we will be posting our link for the watch party. Please join us. Let's have some fun watching, because we have only 2 more episodes to go. So yeah, I mean, and I'm sure they are going. If this is what we are getting for the first 6 episodes, I'm sure the last 2 episodes will be epic. I'm hoping.
True. Yep.
Right? So join us, and thanks for joining us in this live today. Next week, we will be discussing this, but in Kiran's channel. So again, on Saturday, look out for the link to join our
True.
live on Saturday. So thanks for joining, guys. Um, so see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.